Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I checked on some stuff. I didn't really play anything. This is the proper spot, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. So, I was talking to a buddy of mine about some... Oh, yeah, that's right. This is after I leveled up a bit. Oh, yeah. And I gotta do another quick save in a little bit, because, I completely did not know how the frickin' spell book worked. Like, why did it seem like I wasn't getting that many spells? It's like, oh, you have to actually go in here and actually assign them. Well, not for Antignoria, but for some of the other spellcasters. Like, yeah, so like these are apparently 2 different spells that I can memorize for her at level 1, and I just have not been doing that. Oops. So yeah, I will do that. Well, once I get to a point where I think I actually need spells, so... Anyway, let's go chitty chat with people. Little guard. What torture the guests eat and drink, and we can't even move. Oh, what the life of an NPC in a video game. Okay, who's this guest? Hello, guest. Oh, these young heroes, such bravery, such spirit. Why I remember when I was your age. If you hear something clanking, it's just me stirring up a protein mix. I just got a short little workout, so don't mind me. Sorry if it's annoying. But hey, it's at least cool enough I don't need to have my fan on in the background anymore. So... this at least will be only a temporary noisemaker. Hello, Harim. Feast in times of pestilence, a ludicrous attempt to sink into reverie and digress from contemplating one's own insignificance. We should all just be sitting around thinking about how, like, none of this matters, you know. I mean, this is a celebration and all, so, but... really, why should we be celebrating? So, yes. All high society is here, even Natala Sotova. There could be an assassination. Allow me to shake your hand. If you see the beginning of a future noble family. Hannes Drelov. Man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath him. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelov, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron, and you must be the Stag Lord Butcher. Sorry, I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so the Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons of the likes of you and Varn. So you have no army and no special merit, so you're just giving your land for being pretty? Under the circumstances, I'd have whipped you for such words. Let's not ruin Lady Aldori's celebration, If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. So I'm getting confused, who is Lady Aldori and who is Lady Jamandi? I'm getting a little... I think Jamandi is the one that actually sent us on the mission. Aldori, is she like the actual ruler of the place we're in. I noticed it doesn't have stuff lit up right now. But whatever. Not very polite for a nobleman. Turns around and looks away. Hello, Octavia. By the Eclairs. Regongar. To victory, our freedom bottoms up. Yard. Hail. Svanky Keeg. Handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. But the only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of a rascal made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ivanki Keeg, High Priest of Aristil and Restov. You know, many people in Restov venerate Araski. Aristil? Sure. There are many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, Pharasma, gatherer of souls, and there are some more rare cults. There's no denying that the stag god has the largest congregation there. And no wonder people have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. So here I passed a religion check. I saw how you fought beside Jamandi that night. Your god granted you impressive power. Yes, I used to serve Erastil on the battlefield, but those days are long past. Now I call on his power to heal those who've fallen from a roof more often than anyone wounded by a sword. Of course, someone has to roam the forest and slay monsters, but I'm more useful to my congregation here, attending to more mundane affairs like hospitals, shelters, and charity fairs. You dress surprisingly simply for such a festive occasion. Corners of the priest's mouth turn up in a faint smile. The nobles dress in silks and satins to stand out from the poor. A priest wears a simple robe to stand out from the noble. Hey, there we go. That's a good way to put it. Coffee. It's different. I would be grateful for any help you could spare. Alright, let's go for it. Success. This is truly a noble undertaking. I believe our community will be able to provide you with reasonable assistance. We will help you construct a shrine in your capital free of charge. Why, thank you. Where is my capital going to be, though? And I think I talked to Jamandi to... Oh yeah, it's Jamandi. Oh, okay, so Lady Jamandi and Lady Aldoria. Alright, did not mean to, like, move along to whatever. Oh, she's walking all the way over to me.
Will you drink with me?
Of course, to beauty.
To beauty. It sweetens our happy days and brings solace to our dark and sorrowful ones.
Let's see if I get dead.
But jokes aside, I came to apologize. I know the words I said in our conversation with Lady Aldory might have offended you, but this was not my intention. The lessons life has dealt me were not easy. I've learned to be wary of new acquaintances, which is why I've refused to join your party. I hope you will forgive me for this weakness and for my harsh words. And I hope you will hear me out, for I have something to tell you.
I don't expect everyone I meet to immediately fall under my charms and trust me with all their secrets. Sure.
How amusing. Usually those who don't seek affection are the very ones who receive it. Anyway, enough sweet talk. There is something important I wanted to tell you. As it happens, I came across some very valuable information. What brave conqueror of these wild lands wouldn't be intrigued by news of an ancient shrine, possibly full of great treasures? A place such as this was discovered by my old friends from Kadira, and it just so happens to be located in the lands that today become rightfully yours. My friends lack the courage to enter the shrine and seek the treasure, but what will stop us? We who know the taste of battle and have been singed by the same fire.
What could be better than a treasure hunt? Well, I'm not really ready. I need to finish this,
I'm sure you'd like to finally gain your official title and celebrate your victory. And I don't like noisy parties and ceremonies. Find me when you return to your dominion. I'll rent a house in your capital. We can discuss the details of our expedition there.
Okay.
So long, friend. I'll call you so today because soon enough, all you'll be hearing is, Your Grace, Your Grace, Your Grace.
Okay. Interesting things are happening. Casey, Tiefling from the Cadre King Bros asking for help. Okay. Got a quick save just to make sure I don't accidentally push along the thing when I talk. Push along the quest chain or whatever when I talk to these people. Okay. An older man with full sideburns look at you with interest. He does not have full sideburns. Through a golden eyeglass. Well, now, if it isn't the hero of the festivities, the protege of our dear Jamandi. You pulled this all off quite cleverly, I confess. I wasn't convinced your enterprise would succeed. I even bet a bottle of my best Pitaxian wine against you. But I'm happy to admit I was wrong. The Aldori have always been adept at finding new talent. Alright, I don't believe we've been introduced. But we're seeing Joseph Thelemius? Eosif. You know, because they just take a normal name and then just change one letter, and there you go. Mayor of Rostov, an ally of Lady Aldori. Mayor of Rostov, I rule this town and the adjacent lands. As your northern neighbor, I hope we can look forward to a long and fruitful relationship. You rule Rostov, and what about the Aldori? Berevoi's politics may seem complex and incomprehensible to many. Here in this part of Rostaland, the spirit of northern freedom still lives. We are loyal to the throne, of course, and may the gods prolong the life of His Highness. But here, far from the dominions of the great houses, we have our own way of life. It is especially important now after certain events that I probably don't need to name. What kind of events? Well, people breaking in here and setting everything on fire. It needs to be well informed. I'm talking, of course, about the disappearance of the ruling house of Rogarvia. Okay. Can you imagine it? Old man Coral conquered our land 2 centuries ago. It would be a shameless lie to say that nobody wished his royal house could just disappear into thin air. But once that exact thing happened, it turned out nobody was ready for it. Poof! All over the country, every member of the royal house disappeared without a trace. Nobody knows what happened. It is a mystery. But a mystery pregnant with opportunity for everyone. How are things in Rostov? I don't want to boast, but things have been going well in recent years. Trade prospers, the population grows, and the citizens are happy. Although recently, especially after the disappearance of House Rogarvia, more and more troublemakers have been appearing, and people are talking about the most shocking things. But those sorts of rumors aren't worthy of your attention. Nice meeting you, goodbye. Please wait a moment. Your young barony will need resources to establish itself, and from what I've been told, you're somewhat in need of financial assistance. You could organize and simply apply everything you need for the construction and spread out the cost of on extremely favorable terms. I could immediately procure, say, 500 cartloads of building supplies. Sure, that would give you a good start. In exchange, I would ask a small favor. Until you repay the debt in full, you simply assume the obligation of contracting building services through Rostov's Builders Guild. Sure, this sounds like a bad idea, but we'll see how it goes. I assure you, I look forward to hearing more of your dazzling success. Hello, guest. Hello, Yard. Okay, this person's supposed to be important. Natala Sertova, discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary, sweet smile. You were not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. That a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you, in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you and your Mary. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Aldori, our dear friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing to separate her from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. Ooh, revolution. Check. They lack the strength currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the Civil War breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in the independent Rostov and honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on that, even that, really. Okay, so it's like, hey, you get to be the Baron of this place. It's going to be basically my shield. Human shield, go. Okay, what do you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the royal houses. The Aldori wouldn't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war, while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your land. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. Oh, that's the deal with the emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy, Cassil. Up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Merve, an experienced diplomat who's far more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could. Okay. The old woman standing next to Natala gives a slight bow. Would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. I'll consider your proposal. Think on it, do not make any hasty decisions. You are pretty shifty. So we'll see. The guest. Hello, Tristan. These people are not just celebrating, it seems your feet has given them new. Oh, I need to go all the way around the table, I think. No guest. Hello, Miri. Their wine is alright, nice and strong, but the appetizers, barely a mouth. Yeah, that's kind of how appetizers work. Hello, Lindsay. Pour up to the brim so that I must be drunk. I got the line. Justin Garrus. Well, Tartuccio, Hick, well, Scum, and how did we... What? Okay, hello, guest. Maker Varn. I don't know this guy yet. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expansive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't quite fit properly. As though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of gray running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I'm Mager Varn, the new ruler of Dunsward, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Good job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate the whole gang of bandits with such a small team. How did you earn the title of Baron? Truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Yvonne Aldori needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Barling Host, have you heard of us? No? Better. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the peace. And for that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. You feel being a noble. Looking at his rich clothes, Varn smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. Nods toward an arrogant man on the other side of the corner of the room. See that? Baron Drelov? He's not like us. Who knows what generation of Baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me, we're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, you take my lands and yours in the blink of an eye. It's a nice meeting. Farewell. Yeah, I think I trust this guy. Goodbye, once you settle in, come pay me a visit. Hello, Jathel. If you call this a feast, I'd show them some real festivities if they'd let me. Lander. A handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 looks at you with a polite smile. 17 with white hair. Okay, sure. You are the famous slayer of the Stag Lord's gang, soon to be Baroness. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander, no last name, no title. Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, I am heir to one of the Brevoy's noble houses. Won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baroness with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret, without servants, so I can see it for myself, not from a carriage window, but face to face with people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy. If I'm going to rule a part of it someday. Fair enough. It's a decent cover if he is, nefarious, but whatever. I know Jamandi wants to impose her stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be a far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. You from Rostov nobility? No, I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. I wanted to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands, and the Lord Mayor was kind enough to invite me to this wonderful party. Oh, the Mayor. The Mayor seems kind of shifty. I'm thinking this guy is probably one of those nobles that might be invading. So, please tell me again what you're doing here. Cover the country in secret without service. Okay. Tell me once more what you want from me. No, Jamandi wants to impose her stepson on you as an emissary of Brevoy. Please take me instead. I'll consider your proposal. Everyone's saying that this other guy is basically a dunce, but that just means it'll be easier for me to, manipulate, So, Valerie, truth be told, I'm not really comfortable here. I lost my taste for high society. Okay. I'm gonna make a full save right here. Before Baroness.
Arrest.
I'm probably not going to come back and redo this, but let's go.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you, won't he?
Yes.
Whatever you choose, I won't argue. But you must choose your inner circle with the utmost care. Of course. Enjoy the feast.
Yeah, this guy doesn't really say much. Everyone just says.
So, how do you like our little gathering?
He's dumb, so I think he's just kind of like could be a
connections.
less,
Shall we move on to the official
like a more
proceedings?
default type thing.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon, Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword, and finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward.
First time I've heard it called the Shrike Hills. I had heard it called the
On
Shrike
behalf
River.
of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
Okay, that looks nothing like me, but sure. I can't make a custom picture for everyone. Although it would be interesting to see if they had, like, you know... Well, I guess I have, It'd be interesting to see, like, if you didn't pick up these two, if they'd still be in the picture. Welcome, your great. Keston salutes you. You see, he's a bit anxious, and it seems he's rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Germandi transferred me here, and I am at your disposal. I'm not the one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital citizens. Baglor's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived. New ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. Stand ready to answer your questions and show you around the most important sites. Okay, main question, where can I get a drink? I'll make sure to show you the moment we enter the city. The tavern was the first business that opened. Building a city is thirsty work, Ender. I beg your forgiveness for my behavior before your reception. I drank a little too much. It is a day for celebration. For my companions, they are all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristan is with Jad, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jad is right here. Erastel's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Ravoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd. So I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it. Mr. said. What's the mood of the people? I must admit, I've never seen anything like it in my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. People sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. Ready to look around the city. Lead the way. Greetings, your grace, we are well. Your new subject selecting a site to build our house. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. Fine place to throw garbage at your neighbors' heads, though. Ouch. Good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits. Recognize where the Stag Lord's forces wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into the heart of the town. So a good thing I made sure to loot everywhere. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Greetings, Your Grace. If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Captain's Ale is blessed by Caden Kalen himself. I swear, the lady who owns it is a gem. But our Baroness is as tall as a troll, has hair of pure gold, and can breathe fire. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire, all barons can breathe fire. Trust me. I totally can breathe fire. So. Welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Your Grace, those are our guards. They keep order in the city, or keep their mouths busy, blah blah blah. I didn't catch all of that. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. Oh, okay, so that makes sense why they put that parallaxing thing right there, because it's turns into the home base. That's cool. This is your residence. Fae are native inhabitants of the First World. A large variety of different creatures fall under this category.
A rest would be welcome.
Oh, welcome to your barony. You're about to make the unyielding stolen lands a prosperous kingdom. There's a long and arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Good luck in ruling your barony. In your ruling, Baroness. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your Grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. Greetings, Your Grace. As Lady Javandi's ward gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you at the Rostov reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Sword Lords, I'd like to offer you some advice. Barony effects, community +6, I have no idea what all these stats do. New event, trade agreement with Sertova, agreement with Joseph Salamius, Ivanki's offer, pillage the Temple of the Elk, rebuild the Temple of the Elk, research into the nature of curses, Davik Nettle. Oh yeah, this is the guy that he wanted us to kill the Stag Lord. He was like a cursed zombie dude. Continue. Difficulty level of your barony. You may change the difficulty level of your barony at any time, or set it to automatic. Set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They will be taken care of automatically, and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievement. So I'm assuming governance will like net me money or something. Yeah, I know that this game had this whole kingdom mechanic. I have no idea how it works or whatever, but I have heard that like after a while most people just kind of like forget about it and just go ahead with the main quest. You can solve most of your barony's problems by granting appointments to the right people, responsible people. But certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports on such outstanding events will be marked on your map. You can always check it with while considering your plan. New event, okay. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. First thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all the important positions in your barony. Your clerics, God and Tristan, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you further. I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving your title of Baroness. I am confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Stumbled slightly, though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Christian and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. Doesn't all make sense to us yet. One thing is clear, there's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of the sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I am disgusted with whoever did this. Jod exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there is new hope. Whoa, okay. Christian and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There's a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Christian and I visited this dreadful place, and we feel the same putrescence as the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? There is a bald hilltop not far from here. Go to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of light. Locals believe that rituals glorifying the Dark Lords were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. The place is a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I feel something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more. I swear by Arastil. I will go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. Here with Tristan, we have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but it's filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Alright, so I need to wait for some kind of like a quest trigger. The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue. Okay, so it's like a timer thing. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Yeah. Choose. Okay. Barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They are follows: population, regent; loyalty, counselor; military, general; economy, treasurer; divine, high priest; relations, grand diplomat; ability, warden; magic, magister; culture, curator; and espionage, master. The curse gains power. Stat development. Stats increase if your government is successful and decrease if events don't end well or other negative factors are placed on your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat and upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Okay, so if you don't have an advisor, you get like a hard cap stat. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Land citizens into these advisory positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters who are qualified to hold it. Not all of these characters will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will need to be convinced. Appointing others will require completing an assignment for them or rendering them some other service. Okay, so everyone, we have to do like some little mini quest for him, I guess. Every advisor acts on their own ideology and have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. Open the advisor tab on the right side of the screen, click in an empty slot, and select a character. Okay. Every barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability of the appointed advisor. The exact size of the bonus is indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor card. Okay, don't know what that is. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities, and sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. The name of the barony cannot be changed. Look, alright. Click your capital I to open the. Okay. What shall we name the land? Barrow Me. There we go. Alright. Tuskdale. Oh, this is the capital. They call it the capital, Tuskdale. Community. Nothing built yet. Okay. Here, okay, enter. Oh, you may construct buildings to increase your barony stats. Each barony has a cost in DP and construction time. You may construct several buildings simultaneously. To start construction, select a building you need from the list on the right side of the screen and place it in an empty spot. I need to go back one screen and assign people those stuff. Buildings may provide a special bonus if you meet certain conditions. Most commonly, 2 buildings must stand close to each other to grant the bonus. Make sure you use this feature to your full benefit while planning a settlement. Some buildings can be placed only in designated spots or areas. As an example here, can only be built on water. Mill must be built with no other buildings around. Demolish a building to get rid of it and recover half the resources spent in construction. If you want to remove a building, you'll have to demolish the old. If you want to move a building, you have to demolish the old, gaining half the resources spent on it, and construct it in the new or desired slot for half the price. You won't have to spend any extra BP, but you will have to wait for construction to finish in the... Okay, rank 1, rank 1. Alright, what's she here? Represents barony's population for the regent. Provides 1 BP per week. Is all supply 1 BP a week, or relations doesn't? Okay. Divine. God gives us a BP a week. Purchase. Okay. So I can buy points for gold. Nothing is built. Build. Okay, and it raises everything by 1. Upgrade to Barrison, requires town. Eh, nice. How much BP do I got? I got 450. This early, I kind of want to make sure I find something that maybe looks like it's going to stack over time, you know, because we're still pretty early in the game. Oh, to lawful. Okay, well that's something that's unique to us, so that might be useful. Granary affects windmill. Okay. 1 sec, I will be right back. So what does this up arrow mean? Can we upgrade to tone? Okay. So the upper arrow means that it can be upgraded, so... Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Adjacent to a shrine. Oh, and we only have like 10 spots. Oh, do we have to... Huh. Yeah, I think I'm just... Oh, so like depending on what you have selected. Alright, so barracks. Barracks have to go on like a... It looks like we have a spot for a wall. Okay. Brewery. Puts this brewery. So they said that the windmill needed to be put like out. Okay, so it's pretty much saying, hey, put the windmill here, you dummy. Fex Brewery. If located in a settlement with a granary or brewery. +2 if there's both, can only be built in the separate slot. Okay, is there anything else that can only be built in a separate slot? Okay, so I think we are not going to need that much of a military presence in this main city, so I think we should probably focus on probably food or something like that, or building the micro to a macro out, and I think probably get like different villages and whatnot, and some of those might need some military stuff, but this one I think, yeah, we're just gonna like build out from here, so like focus on that. We need to get ahead of the curve, so we should be focusing on that, is what I'm saying. Fex Watchtower. Is there any other kind of wall? Yeah, so economy. When adjacent to a longhouse. So you could possibly put this adjacent to a longhouse and a barracks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of figure this out. It looks like it's really trying to tell me, do I need to build a wall? Or are those just weird colors for the reasons? Just because they're like kind of special? Alright, so I kind of want to build the bulletin board just because it is, you know, lawful specific. But I will get back to that later. Let's back here and okay. Setting advisors. Advisors tab, yep. If I pick someone to be the advisor, can they then no longer go with me? Regent ensures subjects' complaints and concerns are heard by the ruler and serves as a link between the Baroness and the... Choose an advisor. Advisors will act according to their position in the government, their beliefs, and their alliance. Yeah, I think letter of the law, definitely. Alright, you may claim new regions to expand your territory. Open the Regions tab on the right side of the screen and select the relevant project from the bottom of the screen. Once I assign all the regions, or, you know what I mean. Claiming a region will allow you to significantly increase your barony stats and found settlements in the new land. Here's what you need to do to claim a new region. Meet special regional conditions. That is, complete a quest or reach a certain rank in one of the stats. Select sufficient BP for the claim on an unoccupied advisor who can take charge of the claim. As soon as you start the Kingdom project to claim a region, Time will automatically speed up for the next 14 days, the time it takes for you and your advisor to claim the region. After the new territory is claimed and annexed into your domain, the boundaries of the state will change, and you will receive all the bonuses. Ooh. So it almost seems like you want to claim stuff quickly. Counselor deals with troubles with common folk. Easy choice. General, high training, blah blah blah. Yeah, just because we bothered to bring them, so no candidates. Okay, whoa, that's a problem. High priest strives to blah blah blah. All right, he can't yoke him with us. Anyway. Ooh, but Harim is a +4. Yeah, I think this guy actually would be the... Actually, let's, I think Casil might... Alright. So if we get a problem there, let's, get everyone out of here. And see if one of these is able to manage the money. Okay, maybe can I actually summon, like, can I hire a hireling that will... Who's this guy? Crisis. Don't know what the crisis points are. Economy. Yeah. Claim, declare the outskirts of part of your kingdom. Declare the outskirts part of your kingdom. Choose an advisor to handle this event. Cost 150. Okay, good thing I did not spend all my BP yet. Where exactly are the outskirts? North, Gnarl Marches. Camelands. Oh, here they are. Huh. What's in the other tab? Okay. Curses. Research into the nature of curses, Davik and Nettle of the undead's curses have been lifted. It might be prudent to study it and be more prepared. Does this, like, remove him from the thing if I do that? I think I'm just gonna, like, look through all of this stuff right now. And I will probably actually kick this off, probably off stream. This definitely looks like something that I'm just gonna have to, like, sift through a bunch of this and like look at everything, and yeah, it wouldn't really be too interesting to watch. You dig? Further agreement will receive the right to establish a sizable trading post in the heart of New Setvin. Each city in the barony will gain +5. Okay. Oh, and requires 60 days. Sufficient funds. Okay, so if it has that, you know, mark, that X on it, it means I can't, you know. Lord Mayor of Resniff offers 500 BP and financial assistance in exchange for your promise to work exclusively. Generous, but who knows what consequences it would have. Oh, so I can't even deal with that yet. Ivanki. High Priest from Estrel has a strong interest in spreading the stag god's faith across the region. He's eager to build a shrine dedicated to Urastal on your land. Own expense. Wish to gain a useful ally and a place of worship. Okay, and that only takes 7 days to solve, which is much faster, and I believe I actually need to like click start the project. Baldur, the Temper of the Elk, and rob it of all remaining treasure. Prevents future restoration. Okay, so he wants to loot it, or we can rebuild it. I get the Center for Restless Worship and all the surrounding areas unlock a special region upgrade. Red's pillaging the temple. Oh man, everything relies on Jod. Yeah, I think we take our freebies first, probably. Projects. That's. Yep. Oh, geez, it's really killing me that, you know, we don't have anyone else that can do a darn thing. Oh, okay. Can we, like, not replace him if he... Oh, we can only send one of these guys. Okay. So they have to be assigned to one of these positions before they can go do anything else. So hold on, let's take him out of there. Okay. Alright, it's starting to click here. Jeez, that sucks. Everything's falling under him. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Not going to do that. Do I need to actually click on Start Project? Alright, yeah, that... Alright, sets it in motion. Alright, let's actually build some stuff in the city then. Getting some weird graphical glitches on the trees. Upgraded. Adjacent to a monument. The longhouse. Adjacent to a tavern. It looks like we can't build a sacred grove anyway. Longhouse. Okay, so the longhouse basically kind of more doesn't really do anything much itself, it seems. It's more of a, it gets affected. Brewery. So it doesn't need to be next to the tavern. Was this the shop? I'm thinking the shop should probably go in the middle because it affects so much more. Alright. Whatever. Let's pull the trigger on this. Windmill. Now let's put the shop right here. Need a brewery. And a tavern. So that way I can put stuff that is affected by the shop here. Yeah, let's. Okay, lumberyard. Yeah, we're not putting a sacred grove in here anyway. And shop affects foundry, forge, foundry, and smithy. Okay, don't have a foundry, or I do have a smithy. Get the piers in there. Let's see here. One more thing to stick in here. Yeah. Ooh, but I want the bulletin board. Well, yeah, I can use up one of these that's next to the shop for the bulletin board. That should be okay. What was it that is affected by being next to a longhouse? Okay, plus when it gets into a longhouse. Okay, when located, doesn't need to be adjacent. Oh, shoot. And I put the tavern right there. Can I put the tavern right there instead? Okay. That was a mistake. Oh, shoot. Erg. I am an idiot. Put the longhouse right there. Oh, and it's so expensive, too. Let's make sure we know where we want to put it before we try to move the longhouse. Shrine. +1 loyalty when adjacent. Yeah, I don't know what I'm... Probably not going to build a shrine in here yet. Oh, +1 relations when adjacent to a longhouse. I don't have much relation. Okay, so yeah, let's put the longhouse right here. Next to the tavern, because I'm an idiot. And let's put up the bulletin board right here on the corner. Alright. We have a smithy. So nothing is finished constructing yet. That was a level up community one. Yeah, I'm inclined to let it ride like this, and that way I'll have points to build more stuff when it gets done. Yeah, okay. I was planning to... Okay. Skip day. Can I, like, even, do anything right now? Alright, so it's like a completely... Wait, I can close out of this, and what happens if I close out of that? Alright.
How may I serve you, Your Grace?
What did you do to be
Fair
exiled?
enough. For a Garess, the prosperity of the house and the honor of the name stands above all else. And I was betrothed to a widow from another noble house.
Alright, he
My
already
father
told
was
us that.
furious. I don't imagine that I asked for pity. Everyone gets what they deserve. I believe I can manage to uphold the law. Being a warden would suit me well.
I should not have skipped that today, I think. That was a mistake. But I am learning. I will deal with all of this later. But I'm at least not tired, so I was at least smart enough to rest with that time. Oh, I see. You click on the table to bring that back. Okay, okay. Storyteller. Alright, okay, this is the guy that does this thing before he's an old elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled and his beard is as white as mountain snow. He seems to be completely blind. The old man stares past you with unseeing eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. Mutters a soft melody, swaying back and forth, slightly to its rhythm. What is that? Is that you, Your Grace? Who are you? I am an elf from Kionin. My name is not important. I am a storyteller, collector of stories. I collect unknown legends of ancient times. Smile, but doesn't seem to direct it towards you. Long ago, I was a smith in Kionin. The fire of the forge has burned out my eyes, but I am grateful for it. If I could see, I would yet forge suits of armor for Yadra's guards. Instead, I've stepped on the path of an adventurer and gatherer of ancient legends. Many peoples are long dead, their homes crumbled to dust, and their bodies turned to ash. Only legends can tell us of their triumphs and defeats, their joys and fears. I would be so interested to hear the stories told about us after our demise. I've always been drawn to the stolen lands, where countless expeditions, armies, and even kingdoms have met their untimely ends. When I learned of a new barony being founded in the heart of these lands, I knew I wanted to be a part of its story. I made the journey here. Are you really an elf? Do other elves age like you have? Common question. Despite my unusual looks, I am an elf. And an old one, yes. Perhaps older than any other elf in Kionin. However, I doubt my age alone is responsible for my appearance. Keep the stories of many people and races, some forever gone from the face of Galarian. But they live on in my memory and my heart. When I accept a new story, I lock it within myself, bearing the weight of its words and the emotions they invoke. I sometimes think that I probably should have died long ago, but some incomprehensible force is keeping me alive and granting me the ability to continue my quest to gather stories. Be it a divine power or fell curse, I'm grateful either way. How could you tell it was me? Not so hard to recognize a ruler by the way she walks. No one in her here steps as confidently as you. Would you care to trade stories? I'm a collector, not a trader. If I share a story with you, you receive the power to pass it further, changing or embellishing it, whether willingly or not. Can I be certain you will keep my stories intact in their absolute purity? No, I don't think so, at least not yet. These legends are the most precious valuables of the world, the last remnants of ancient tribes. They are beacons illuminating the way to the past, allowing us to meet generations long gone. I cannot let their light fade. The path of the past must not be lost. But I can offer you a deal, Your Grace. If on your journeys you discover items that come from past areas, bring them to me, and if my eyes can see the stories that these relics hold, I will gladly share them with you. Oh, yeah, so this is the guy that you take all those old coins and stuff to. Remind me what it is you want from me? Yep. Old coins and junk. I will feed him a bunch of stuff off stream, because I think that would just take, a million years to do. Need a wise advisor for my court. Will you like to serve? Thank you for your words. I am unlikely to be able to interpret the intricacies of the political world or the affairs of your treasury, but my advice regarding the magic of the arts would be useful to any ruler. Okay, maybe he might be able to join some of the stuff now that I've talked to him. To the personal chamber. Okay, I do not need a rest right now. Alright. Personal stash. This is a flail. Nice flail. Where is it? Flail +1, okay. Sure. And it looked like there were 2 exits down here. Oh, yep. One is to the capital square, and the other is, area exit. So this one probably takes me outside.
Hello, my savior. You asked if we'd meet again, and here I am.
Hello.
I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power? I will show you a place where we can finally meet in flesh, you and I. Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard, which I remember as a seed. A shadow under its green crown I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lady, and come alone. A nymph's reward.
Is that the
awaits you.
crazed nymph that we already killed? Well, I almost want to pick this one, but I don't want it to like end the quest. You know what I mean?
Forgive me. Nymphs are not made for cities. The noise and vanity of human settlements vex me. I will answer all your questions, but there, in the silence of my asylum. So long. I will await you there, as the ground waits for spring under the heavy winter snow.
Okay. What quest do I have open right now? Just reward. Troll trouble. It's called Troll trouble. Alright, Amari needs to do something. Sorrow Flow. Find Casey in the capital. Add outskirts to the barony. Oh, okay. Be apprehended, well educated, and on such mortals even exist. Okay, so there must be someone in camp we have to find. Alright. Arsino? Dark-skinned, wiry man with a weather-beaten face. Asif from Absalom is happy to welcome you, your grace. Come take a look at my vestment. Corrosive heavy flare. Oh, that's cool. Oh, now we're starting to get into some +2 stuff. +2 chain shirt. That's pretty cool. Pretty expensive, but pretty cool. Alright, I'll look at this later when I'm dealing with loot. Let's get his story though. Tell me about yourself. Families was not rich. Very bottom as a child. Years chased pigeons. Worked in a tannery. Ugh. Worked hard, saved every coin, and managed to purchase that tannery from his former master. Secrets of your success. There is no secret. Perseverance, strength of character, yada yada yada. Where did you leave Absalom? Come, tell me what happened. It was about a woman. When I was still young, I fell in love with the daughter of a judge. As Abadar is my witness, the flames of hell burn inside this woman. I could not live with her for even 6 months. Tenderness and passion one day, screaming and scandal the next. Sometimes she would break into my office during business meetings to make a jealous scene. Sometimes she pulled me by the collar in the finest taverns of town. I couldn't sleep. Right. Perhaps another time. Met the wrong woman and... Okay, citizens. Alright, here's a new person. Zarcy. Tiefling girl looks as though she's made of springs. She cannot stand still for a moment. Your Grace, welcome. What do you want? Scrolls? I have them. Won't regret it. Speak a bit more slowly. Sure, as you wish. Who are you? Darcy, the letter gobbler at your service. The spells, charms, jinxes, okay. Where do your goods come from? The family business, I've got siblings all across all Mendev. They pinch they're very creative suppliers. Very creative indeed. Okay, and Verdell. Say hi to Verdell. Blacksmith. What about yourself? Father was a blacksmith, or grandfather was a blacksmith, and Which all the weapons were sort in Mivan seem look a little unusual for a dwarf. You expect to see a beard, eh? No offense, but what's the point of a beard? Especially when you're a blacksmith and working with fire. You burn it once, dip it into lighting oil and catch spark. Okay. You're better off with that one. Actually, you're better off with one, because basically if you get hot embers on your beard, one, it's hitting your beard and not your face, and it'll usually just it'll smoke and smolder and whatnot, but it usually won't catch fire like normally. So it's actually kind of a safety thing to keep a beard. That's also kind of why if you work old steam engine crews, they wore cotton shirts, and you're not allowed to wear plastic or pleather or polyester or whatever. Because the polyester and whatnot, if that catches an ember, that'll actually melt right onto your skin. Whereas cotton, it might hit it, might burn a hole or whatever, but it'll probably just smolder out and won't catch fire. So, whatever. What are you reading? All different things. Show me your goods. Okay, so pretty similar to the other guy. Similar to the other guy, but different. Oh, okay, I'm gonna finish exploring the city. Then I'll... what do we call it? Elia? See a stout man in well-worn armor. His face is framed with silvery stubble. Alright. Highland, your Grace, Captain of the City Guards. Delia, assistant to the captain. Oh yeah, because I put her in charge of the guard. Oh, okay. Came here rest now, okay. Ugh. Of course, every one of us is ready to die protecting your Grace, but there's still some work to be done when it comes to discipline. The Dwarven advisor, Baldur Zebrus Garlic Tundras. The name escaped me. My boneheads used to read books about the guard's duty right on guard duty. To teach them a lesson or two. I'd like to learn something about those. Okay. River Kingdoms. Okay. Yada yada. The guards have everything they need. There are sufficient munitions and supplies. The salary is fair. We've enough to buy toys for the kids and a jug of beer when the shift is done. Have a good shift. Okay. Alright, I was confused because, wait, so Highland? Oh, so there's two captains of the guard. Okay.
Let us press on.
And we will go to Kayesi's house last, I think, because I think that's going to move plot along.
Godspeed.
Oh, I can rob my citizens. Let's see what they got in here. Oh, nothing good. Oh, is this to the Capital Tavern? Okay. I'm gonna finish exploring around here before I go over there. Go talk to Harim. How you doing? I don't think they're going to have anything new to say. Almost accidentally clicked the go away option. Nothing too interesting, okay. You may keep your wealth. Shall allow it this time. Yeah, and we didn't talk to Arsino. Woman in rich gold embroidered clothes. Greetings, noble ruler. My name is Arsino. I'm a messenger from the Temple of Abadar in Absalom, and I came here assuming citizens of your young barony could use the services of the help of a cleric. Okay, she sells cleric-y stuff. Oh yeah, and some of these items are like spell components. Yeah, okay. Oh, what services? Yep. Abadar is the god of cities, law, merchants, and more. You're an Azamar, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure how or when the blood of Celestials appeared in my family. How did you come? That is something that it's worth pointing out. So, like, in normal D&D and Pathfinder history, it's always been like tieflings and Azamar. It's said that, like, you know, an ancestor of yours like mingled with a, you know, someone from another plane, like an angel or a devil or whatever. That then, like, generations later, it like comes back into the fore. And then that's when you get like a tiefling or an Azamar. Tiefling and Azamar are basically kind of, you know, opposite. You know, just, you know, whether it's you have a demon or a celestial in your lineage or something like that. Whereas Baldur's Gate 3, they just kind of said, okay, tieflings are just like a normal race. But then at the same time, you have one Azamar, and that one Azamar is like some super powerful blah 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 person. So Yeah, they definitely did that kind of weird, which is weird. Weird to me, but kind of. Yeah, whatever. Oh. Please, Absalom. That part of Avadar's philosophy. Okay. Oh. Alright. Earlier than I thought. It emerges from the shadows, but her eyes are staring into the distance. Seems to look right past me. No, not now. The turmoil is suddenly over, but you see Casey's eyes are blue eyes. It's you, I wanted to say. What just happened? That surely is not a regular travel between planes. Closes her eyes and clutches a fist, obviously in the grip of strong or no emotion, but one you cannot read. Knew it couldn't last forever. Why did he even make this rule if he knew it would be impossible to keep? He takes a deep breath, opens her eyes, and speaks with a firm resolve. Come what may, you should know that the person you know by the name of Kaisi does not exist. My real name is Kalike. And well, it's a long story, and such stories are better told beside a welcoming fire. Will you hear me out? Okay, fine, let's go. Kalike. Girl rests her head on her arm and stares off into the distance. Stories by the fire in the desert where I was born, my fondest memory. When the day is done, hosts and guests, parents and children together. Her sister and I often snuck into Hio's stories, hiding in the shadows just beyond the circle of light and warmth. We are hellspawn, you see. Tieflings are unwelcome guests in Kadira, unblessed by the light of merciful Sarenrae. So I always used to pronounce it Sarenrae, but I guess it's Sarenrae. Well, everyone in this game has been pronouncing it Sarenrae. Grew up sleeping in a common tent, blah blah blah. 13, we were left to find happiness in this city. My sister and I, we are twins. Different as the sun is the moon. Her name is Canera, which means silent flame. She is fire, a cold fire, but one that turns everything to ash. I am a river, brings me joy. But when I flood, I am bound to bring death. Lives belong to divine Nethys, and by his mercy we now live in turns. While one of us is here, the other sleeps in another plane, and when she wakes up, we switch places, just as you have wished. So this is why you didn't remember me when we were talking to... How could I remember you? I'd never met you at the time. That was Canera. She was the one who talked to you at the reception and helped you fight off the assassins. We usually write each other notes, recounting in detail all that happened and describing any friends that Kaisi had made. But by the time we switched right in the middle of a mansion engulfed in fire and filled with assassins, Canera didn't have the time to write any notes. Then, how is it you began to live in turn? The story is, it's one I've never told to anyone before. No one in the whole world, and it's not easy to confide in a stranger. Too much grief and guilt for it, if you don't mind. I'd rather not go into the details. See, my sister died, and I couldn't get over it. Canera was killed by a soul eater, a monster summoned by secret followers of Abaddon's archdemons. Those who consumed him died in a fight, but the beast was too strong for my sister. I wasn't even there to protect her. We just had a fight, and we were both did some stupid things, but I didn't want to talk about that now. Make a deal with any power, if only, blah blah blah. I was contacted by Arcanum, herald of the god of Nethys, who would return Canera to life on two conditions. First, we must both keep the arrangement a secret. Second, we would never be able to meet again, and so our new life began. You haven't kept the arrangement a secret. Now we flee through the world, guarding our secret, always introducing ourselves as Kaisi to hide that there are two of us. We switch places with each other at random. While one lives, the other sleeps in the demiplane. And you can't control? No, we can't. Often while we're sleeping, but sometimes in broad daylight. When witnesses a switch, we usually tell them the tales of a magic way of traveling. Tired of having to pretend we knew this book couldn't last forever, and now the truth is out. Ah, what's the point in all this? You revealed your secret to me, it means you broke one of the rules. Yes, will you make me regret this? I just thought, I felt, you might be someone who could help me. What can I do to help? Actually, wanted to talk to you about. Nera was supposed to tell you of an ancient treasury that we've been looking for. Gold isn't the only thing of value in the place. It may contain an ancient relic taken by Taldan raiders from a respected Kadiran temple of Nut. Unusual relic called the Disc of the Eclipse. Ore and relics from its temples are usually very powerful. Okay. Oh, according to legend, it gave its owners power to over planar travel, but only pairs of wizards bound by unbreakable ties could. Okay. How does this disc? It was brought here by Taldans from the 5th Army Exploration. Location of the treasury. Called the Sorrow Flow in the chronicle we read. It was once a Taldan town, founded by the veterans of the 5th Army Exploration, and stood on the shores of a turbulent river. If this can help, I agree. Sorrow Flow has been revealed. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna steal from my subjects. Where does this go, even? Okay. Just up here. I mean, we're not. I have my own quarters, so that's like I sleep here.
I have managed.
Hold the diary. Alright, I think that's their diary. I will read that later, off stream probably. Yeah, just leave. Ugh, it's gonna be yelling at me, yelling that at me every time I change doors, isn't it? So all just houses. Talk to everyone. Yeah, let's go to the tavern. Okay. Okay, what is this? Scattered instincts suggest that Lindsay may have spent some time here. Okay. Hello, Amiri. Oh. Hi, I need loyal. Oh, the price goes up. Oh, crap. I should have recruited someone earlier. Darn. No, not you. So, have you proven yourself a mighty warrior? Trial is finished, and if someone doubt me, I can prove it. So, I'm the chieftain of your new tribe. Tribe always have plenty of food, tribal enemies, stuff. Okay. Thanks for chatting. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? Yeah, I'm just kind of like scanning through this stuff. I am getting tired. Alright. Fuel. The beer mug. Now it's going to be yelling at me to heal all that now too, isn't it? I mean, if it's the game's forcing me to steal from my citizens, I mean, that's I can't be held responsible for doing that. I mean, I'm not stealing anything right now, I'm just looking. Some unseen force forces me to steal everything. Yeah, that's how it works. Hello, Jaethel.
The deed is done.
Sure. She's a important NPC, so bother going through her stuff. I would like to hear your story. Stories are boring and a waste of time. I have killed. I was exiled from Kyonin. I died. I was raised by Urgathoa's gift. That is my story. Who were you before your exile? Rather amusing. I belonged to a wealthy family and held high position in the courts of Iadra, capital of Kyonin. When my little wrongdoings were revealed, the trial was held in the very same court where I tried cases and delivered sentences over several hundred years. An awkward situation, don't you think? Who did you kill and why? Family. 4. Jaethel's voice is calm and ordinary, as if she's speaking of something trivial. But why is the more interesting question. What is the worth of 1,000 years if you cannot enjoy it like your first 10 dozen springs? The elf's voice sounds unusually vehement. Everyone considers elves ever young, but our youthfulness is but a mask, a threadbare ritual gown. What lies underneath the dust of years and a jaded repetition. With each year the dust grows thicker, and erstwhile joys cease to excite and cloy, as a dish you've tasted 1,000 times. Long did I search for a way to avert this fate. Don't I, who has truly tasted life, deserve a better lot than those benumbed old elves who close themselves to the world? I found a way in the ancient texts of Urgathoa, a ritual involving the blood of my kin, a trifle that would make each day feel as a holiday, created especially for me. The ritual gave strength not only to my body, but to my mind and my soul. My mind whirled at every sensation and sip of wine, or silken caress, oh how I missed them. My cousin was the first I used for the ritual. It was a simple matter to pass her death as an unfortunate accident. But the enchantment would not last. I had to find another, and again conceal my trail. With the third death, my family grew suspicious, and upon the fourth, my deeds were finally revealed. Such a pity. If not for this, my unlife even now would overflow with burning pleasure, for I have dozens of useless relatives. I hope you suffered fair punishment for your crimes, yeah. Righteous anger, how tedious, but if it worries you so much, then yes. I appeared before the court. It had deemed exile a fair penance. Do you have family in Kyonin? Anyone who is dear to you? Well, not anymore. Do you mean someone I would hesitate to sacrifice? Perhaps my daughter. I would regret the wasted effort. The creature turned out quite well, like a properly trained dog or a well-managed exile, your only punishment for a murder? For an elf, exile is a serious punishment. There is no other Kyonin in this world. Even I, who despises hypocrisy, must admit as much. How did you die? I don't remember my death. I was stunned by the sentence of exile, and I admit I showed weakness. I wandered aimless, absorbed in despair without concern for my safety or sustenance. And then I remembered desolate rocks. Stone I lay upon, a convulsion, passing not only through my whole body, but through my soul. Then I awakened, cold, calm, my body overwhelmed with strength, but haunted by a strange internal silence. There were bloody prints of bone feet on the stone next to me, the sign of the goddess. Battle scythe lay nearby. That was the first and last time I heard Urgathoa's voice. She spoke me 3 words. Hail the Inquisitor. That is all. She has neither addressed me nor answered my pleas ever. Tell me about your birthplace. Hope you do not ask from idle curiosity. Kyonin is the birthplace of the elves. The other races are allowed to visit within reasonable limits, usually only as far as Green Gold. That is the enclave for half-breeds and the short-lived a whim of our queen. Okay, that is an enclave for half-breeds and the short-lived a whim of our queen. Okay, yeah, I got it. I enjoyed going there sometimes as to a wild beast show. Beyond this caricature of a city, Kyonin is a mixture of grandeur and the sad remains of an ancient glory. Okay, enough talking about your past. Alright, now I gotta scroll all the way down, sure. What's it like to be undead? Do you wish to know what it means to be personally or what powers and limitations? You regret not living. You surely know how to ask questions. He says, nothing for a short time. 2 desires led me through life, to feel pleasure, time and time again, and to achieve perfection. One life brought me closer to the second. I am changeless, torn from time. The chaos of the world and even the soul circle have no power over me, but everything comes with a price. Most things that brought me pleasure in life are meaningless to me now. How can I decide which is better? There's no purpose in living for yourself. It makes life and unlife equally senseless. Yawns pointedly. How do healing spells, prayers, and potions? Dreadfully, of course. Your healers had better stay away from me in battle. The undead are healed through interactions with negative energy, and I can perfectly manage that on my own. You don't need to sleep, right? I am spared from that bothersome need, but I hope you do not take this as a reason to invent additional responsibilities to entertain me during the night. Spend this time meditating and addressing the goddess. What about, carnal pleasures? A tactless and facile question. The pleasure is now as senseless to me as food or wine. Action without feeling. Thank you. I have no more questions about this. Tell me about your goddess. Might sound strange, but I know less than others about Urgathoa and her faith. My transformation into her inquisitor was unexpected, but I will answer to the best of my knowledge. What do you know of Urgathoa yourself? Oh, certainly, Urgathoa was once a mortal woman, basking in life and all the pleasures it had to offer. Her passion was so strong that Urgathoa rebelled against Pharasma, against death itself and its laws. After her own death, she escaped the power of the Lady of Graves and returned to the world as a goddess and the first undead. Since then, she has protected all who submit their souls to pleasure and passion, paying no heed to worn-out mortals and the dictates of law. What does it mean to be an Inquisitor of Urgathoa? The question is more complicated than it seems. An Inquisitor by nature is the most zealous defender of their faith, land of the goddesses mundane affairs. When I received this title and power, I expected that Urgatho would tell me my mission, but this never happened. The goddess remains silent. There's only one reasonable explanation I can imagine. Discovering what's expected of me is part of my mission. So I reflect on this, make my prayers, and wait for a sign. Does Urgathoa feud with the other god? Not Urgathoa, but Phrasma still tries to call her to order, and Sarenrae to heal her. You and Tristan seem to not get along. Do we? Jethel idly brushes invisible dust from her sleeve. He bothers me no more than an overzealous fool. He's tried so dearly to redeem me with his faith. I know a few sweet ways to redeem him with mine. What does Urgathoa require of her followers? To enjoy, to taste exquisite dishes, to feel the lover's caress, and drink the enemy's suffering. Wonderful religious obligation, isn't it? What made you follow me? Curiosity, the need for a reliable ally. You see, I must come to understand what my goddess seeks from me. Urgathoa gave me the powers of Inquisitor without declaring her will to me. I await her reply. Any hint or trace or clue. And I suppose our meeting was no mere accident. Besides, Jethel cringes. I imagine that several Kionan assassins still pursue me, and they never risked attacking me while I was under the patronage of the Aldori, but they are unlikely to attack while I have reliable allies like you. But why do assassins follow you? I don't know. They can't have been sent by the Queen. I am branded outlaw, but my punishment was exile, and it's not custom for elves to contravene their own verdicts. My attackers shouted something about threat and blood. I suppose they are a splinter group of feeble-minded zealots, or something someone on a quest for personal revenge. Thank you for the conversation. Anything else interesting up here? A couple books. I will read those later.
I was successful in my search.
Hey, don't mind me. I just found this really cool dwarven war axe in this dwarf's house. I mean, can't fault me for at least looking.
I do not believe this is possible.
Oh. A locked door in my...
This task is beyond me.
my barony. Are they using the exact same geometry as that first place? Yeah. No, not really. Okay, so yeah, that is going to be it for right now. I gotta go back to... Well, actually, let's go back to main place, see if... Oh, hey! That's nice. So yeah, let's go back to the throne room. See if I have actually added some more people to the list of potential... What are you doing, Lizzie? In a seizure. Barony. Advisors. Alright, so these ones can't actually do anything yet. Okay, so mousing over these actually shows. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. I think I'm gonna read some more of the text and whatnot off stream, and then we'll get to... Well, what the hell are we gonna get to? I'm thinking either probably Sorrow Flow or a Just Reward. Going inside. Actually, let's go check the map. Quick save here. Hit the area. Then see some of those new places that were brought up. Come on. I gotta make sure not to pack up my bag of holding. Come on. There we go. Now there should be no problem. Bridge over the Gudrun River. Candlemere Tower. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, we have, we're able to Verdant Chambers. Meet the Nymph. Okay, good, because there's a nymph nearby here. Bald Hilltop, okay, we need to explore there later. Yeah, there's a nymph, like, up here. Oak that strayed. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't that nymph there. The nymph that we killed. I suppose we could... Moist Basin. Belongs to a region outside your territories. Okay. In the outskirts. And we could go back and visit Oleg. Sorrow Flow. Okay, there's what that is. Waterlogged Lowland. I don't think we've been there. Obviously. Anything over here? Oh, and we can go straight to the kingdom screen from right there. Alright, that's handy. So anyway, that is going to be it for right now. Yeah, I'll take a look around off stream, and then we'll actually get to some adventuring next time. So, till next time, later.